Smartphones have reached a certain threshold when it comes to advancements. And it's not because companies are lazy to innovate, but it's because technology has not caught up with the current advancements that are being worked on. It might seem like the smartphone market is not exciting anymore because companies seem to only focus on one thing, the camera. And that brings another problem, camera bumps. But OPPO hopes that its Find X3 Pro is the solution to that. And it's a solution that I really hope other companies adopt. So what is the design change, you ask? Well, although the cameras on the Find X3 Pro is rather large, but they managed to mold it to the back of the phone to make it look seamless. And I honestly think that this is the best design I've ever seen since camera bumps became a thing. Other than that, the Find X3 Pro has a premium look and feel to it, and it's something that I wouldn't mind showing off. On the front is a 1440 resolution AMOLED display which supports 120Hz refresh rate. But luckily, OPPO has allowed you to tune the display to your liking. The Snapdragon 888 processor coupled with 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage is doing some serious work here. The phone is blazing fast whether it comes to opening up apps or even playing games. I was really surprised at how fast Genshin Impact loaded up on this phone and how smooth it was while playing on the highest graphical settings. Sadly, I couldn't test Asphalt 9 on this phone due to it still not being available on the Find X3 Pro. Even ColorOS, the Android UI that OPPO uses on their phones, have seen some serious improvements. Gone were the days of the over-the-top UI design. OPPO has decided to keep the UI simple and clean, which is reminiscent of OnePlus's UI. Which, if you think about it, kind of makes sense because OnePlus and OPPO are sister companies after all. The Find X3 Pro comes with 4 camera sensors, and in this day and age that might seem too little, but the pictures tell a different story. Pictures on the main camera have really good details and the colors are very vibrant. Even the exposure is kept under control when taking pictures in bright outdoor environments. The night mode, however, doesn't light up the scene pretty well, and details are completely lost in areas where there is no light sources. The phone also has a Microscope Mode, which, as the name mentioned, turns the phone into a microscope. For this feature to work, the phone has to be almost touching the surface of the subject. But trust me when I tell you this, some things are just not meant to be seen by the human eye. Just know. Even with the Find X3 Pro's powerful processor, on normal usage I'm getting about a day's worth of battery life. However, the battery does drain pretty fast when playing games, but I guess that's understandable because it does have a really powerful processor. The charging though is really impressive. If you use the charger that comes out of the box, it will charge the phone from 1% to 100% in just half an hour, and that is by far the fastest that I've ever seen on any phone. The Find X3 Pro is a refreshing change to smartphone designs, mainly because they somewhat figured out how to solve the camera bump issue. If you have never tried an OPPO phone before and are only out to get flagship devices, the Find X3 Pro is something that you should really consider, and you might never know, it might surprise you as well.